Walter Ego at the movies, he knows a thing or two. Walter Ego at the movies, he's coming right at you.
Did you know that Tom Cruise almost killed Hitler? In the new film Valkyrie, he sets his jaw against the tide of history and almost saves Europe from another year of wanton death and destruction. Along the way, he's joined by some of the finest actors working in the English language today, and he kind of holds his own. How is this possible, you might ask? Unless he's working with a proven talent like an Oliver Stone or Steven Spielberg, Cruise usually mails in his performances, pointing his movie star self at the camera and leaving the dirty business of actually acting for his hapless co-stars and supporting cast. Well, in Valkyrie, the director is Bryan Singer, not exactly a Spielberg, and yet Cruise somehow, holds his own. I think it's because he's playing a stiff, repressed Prussian. Where else could Cruise find a character as emotionally frozen and unemotive as himself? It's a match made in heaven, and Valkyrie is all the better for it. Once you get past the fact that this World War II drama stars Tom Cruise, it really isn't that bad. The development of the characters involved with this plot to assassinate Hitler are a little too slight for my taste, but director Singer and his team trade that off for some decent suspense and a well-paced narrative. Still, I can't help but wonder how this film would have turned out if it was in the hands of a better director with a more intimate screenplay. The recreation of Nazi Berlin in the latter years of the war is very believable. The hideous architecture that we've seen lurking in the background of so many wartime photographs is brought to mind-numbing life through the magic of CGI and some excellent production design. Story-wise, the script grapples with that age-old challenge of telling a tale where most of us know the ending. They do manage to pull that off fairly well, and are able to create some believable suspense in the process. The filmmakers do a decent job of overcoming this obstacle, and the suspense that they are able to generate as the conspiracy first builds and then begins to crumble is palpable and commendable. What I remember best about this film, though, is the very disturbing performance given by David Bamber as Adolf Hitler. At this point in history, Hitler was already starting to lose it mentally, and Bamber manages to allow that psychosis to seep out in little ways every time we see Hitler on the screen. The German officers around the Fuhrer must have seen this as well, and one can only wonder why, with all politics and penchant for mass murder aside, more of them didn't do something about the fact that their boss was becoming a fruitcake. The most aggravating aspect of Valkyrie, though, was the repeated rationalization given by the conspirators to justify their actions. To wit, they were trying to save Europe from another year or two of wanton death and mass murder and destruction. These are very noble sentiments, of course, but maybe these German army officers should have thought about that before they went and started this war in the first place. Still, all in all, Valkyrie is a decent thriller. Short on depth, perhaps, but it does manage to create some palpable suspense. Walter Ego says, check your I Hate Tom Cruise badge at the door and enjoy the show. Just don't expect too much.
Walter Ego at the movies, he knows a thing or two. Walter Ego at the movies, he's coming right at you.